Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sara and today we're going to go over a video that inspired me. It's Teal Swan's video, 9 tips on how to go for what you want by Teal Swan. So, great idea. I figured I can use me as an example and everyone can see the progress of today me asking for what I want in great details to how I'm going to get it in the near future. We'll be able to see the progress with time via the videos. So this is a very interesting topic. So what do I want? Okay, so how do we go by figuring out what we want? Because it can be so many things, right? So how do you know? How does one know? So with my years of experience, I realized what you want should energize you, right? So just like my friend that loves her rocks so much, every time she picked up a rock, ding, she would light up, right? Every time. So you know that this person has to spend time with rocks. I'm not saying 24/7. That's not what I'm saying, but it has to be a important role in her life. And if not, one of the top ones because it's making her shine. So, what makes a person shine? That's unique to each. And this is why Albert Einstein said, never make a person your goal. Because a person's going to be your goal. Okay, it's great to go after them. It's great to catch them or get them, seduce them, whatever word you want to use. Then you go out, it's fun. But then, life sinks in and stuff starts to get boring, and this is with anybody. It doesn't matter who. Just some people it's longer, it's more exciting longer, and some people it gets boring really short. So that's not the question. The question is making a person, let's say, your goal. In my opinion, is not a mission, because if once the person changes, then your goal goes with the person. And most likely the person's going to change because everybody evolves and everybody changes. So if the person evolves out of your path, then your goal left with the person. So in my opinion, the goal has to be like a mission, but a mission that lights you up. So for me, I analyzed it on a personal level. For me, it's absolutely walking everywhere in different cities. I've walked everywhere here in Southern California. I need to get out and see the world. I've been locked in for such a long time, and I've done it because of the system. I purchased the house, I needed the mortgage, and I worked for a very long time. So now that I'm free to do as I wish with my YouTube channel, because I will get monetized with time and I will be able to hit the road. So personal, I love to walk. To me, that's my exercise, it's my meditation, it's a must. I don't mind living downtown, but I need to walk. So walking, a must. 2, trying different foods, a must, from different areas, right? So walking in different areas, trying different food in areas. The walking doesn't have to be hiking, as long as it's just walking. So walking, the foods, and driving. Okay? I love driving. To me, road trips are amazing. It's very important for me not to be on a schedule, to be able to stop wherever I want to stop. I hate flying. I hate flying. To me, flying is like getting from A to B. If somebody says, you know what, you have a meeting in Bangladesh, I will fly to Bangladesh and have this meeting. No problem. I'm not gonna drive there. But I don't want to live like that. I don't want a schedule as a life. What I want is to hop on my Sprinter and drive however my heart desires. And I'm going to start with America, and then I'm going to go hit Europe and everywhere else in the world. And that's how I'm going to see the world. I'm not going to wait till I'm retired to do this, like most van lifers. I checked it out. Most van lifers are retired. They've worked an entire life and now they have the paycheck and the free time to go visit. I don't want to wait until that age. I want to do that immediately as soon as possible. In my opinion, I'm 20 years behind. So if anything, ASAP. So again, road trips, because for me it's the journey. I need to feel every second, and I want to bring my home with me. I don't want to go check in hotels. I don't want to use restaurants all the time. I just want to use restaurants when there's good restaurants. If I go to a town when there's crappy restaurants, I want to cook. So that is very important. So that's on my personal. That's what lights me up. That's a must. That's a must. I went to Sedona. I tried it, and I lit the hell up. I went to 7 different dimensions and came back all sober. And I've never felt like that on a sober level. So I'm telling you, that's what I want. Business wise, videos and clients. And clients, whoever wants, I don't want to chase anybody. Whoever wants hits me up, has questions, I answer them. And that's wonderful. And with time, as that builds up, I can see them in person whenever I'm in those cities, right? So I remember I was watching this Max and Lee YouTuber, wonderful Max and Lee and Aki. So it was Max, this guy. I think he was Australian originally. He looks like a rock star. Then Lee, this beautiful Canadian woman, and Aki, the dog. So 3 people, 3 entities going on road trips all over the world. They were shooting this. I remember I was watching this religiously, and it was coming out every Sunday. And it's wonderful because you're like, oh, what city are they going next? So that in itself was interesting to watch. The van life was incredible. She was cooking, he was cooking. They were surfing whenever they were hitting beaches. Like, what a life. What a life. I remember looking at that, and it was like in COVID, and like, wow, who doesn't want that when they're locked in a house? Who doesn't? Absolutely. That to me is the life. And for me, in my opinion, I've done it all. I've lived in metropolitan. I've lived in the middle of nowhere. I've lived in a house. I've lived in apartments. I've lived with animals, without animals, like name it, I've lived in it. In my opinion, I can assure you the best way to live is to travel like road, like Osmans, right? The Turkish people in the Osman time, they, I think, went against the Mongols. It's that old. But they used to go like a tribe from city to city. Like they had their horses, and they would carry their homes with them, and then they would settle wherever they see fit, and they would live, for a few months, and pick up again and go to another town and settle again. And they did that. That's how they lived. So in my opinion, that's the best way to live. The reason why the Osmans couldn't live like that for a long time is because, the Mongols came, and it was very, very barbaric. Like they had to kill people on the way. Like it wasn't an easy life. So I'm not saying to live like that. In today's world, we have borders, so you can take a minivan and travel without necessarily getting killed like back in the days. So in my opinion, it's like that. And whenever you get tired, you rent an Airbnb. You stay as long as you want to in that town. And whenever you get tired, you take the truck and you start going again. So it's the best of all worlds. Trust me, I've lived in one area for 10 years and in what I believe the best city in the world. And I don't see myself living like that for another 10 years. I don't. Not when there's a whole world to see. I don't. And for me, I have sacrificed a lot of things for 20 years. I've been offered, you have no idea. I've been offered all kinds. At some point for the concerts, I would just go to boxes because all these companies at president levels, it's all boxes. So even my concerts, I wouldn't even buy tickets anymore. Once you taste box level, it's hard to sit on the balconies or on the floor or whatever. Boxes, you have a restaurant in there, your own bathroom. Like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, anyways, that's not the point. The point is, to me, that's the best life. It's the life where you get to travel and you get to taste cultures, all the cultures that you encounter. There's so many beautiful cultures, there's so many beautiful places. It is, the imagination can't even match what we have on the planet. So in my opinion, it makes no sense for me to, let's say, sit here for another 10 years. It doesn't. I can make videos on the road, and that's what I'm going to do. So that's what I want. This is what I want. This is my mission. I can help people while I'm on the road, while making videos, and while energizing me via my walks and my visits and my drives from town to town. And eventually I'll see the whole world before I die. This is wonderful. It's wonderful. It's bliss as a dream, and that is my unique dream. So from the Teal Swan video, number one is resolve the resistance that you have to what you want. So the resistance that I have is, I don't have a resistance. I'm going with the flow. I'm making videos because first I need to get monetized. Once I get monetized, then I can purchase the Sprinter. The Sprinter, I have to purchase it from Germany. Unfortunately, it's the only way. From Germany, I ship it here and I build it. So that's going to take me 6 months after I get monetized. And once I do that, I find somebody to rent the house and take care of the animals, because I will take one dog and two cats with me. Because before I go to Europe, I'm gonna start America, and for that I don't mind. I'm gonna take my dog and my two cats with me and hit America. So I'll have somebody rent out this house. Easy. I'm in a very good location, and I'll rent it out for cheap. As long as they take care of the animals, I'm fine with that. And I'll hit the road. So super easy, because once I hit the road, it's finished. Huh? I'm on sky number 9, and I am never coming down. So it's just a question of time. It's to get the ball rolling with my videos and a side job and make money until I financially, that's the only resistance, financially. And that's the thing. I don't want to take another mortgage on the house. That's not going to happen. I don't want to borrow money from strangers. That's just creepy. I don't want people following me. You owe me money. No, I don't want to owe any money to anybody. So, you know, and I tried to get jobs or gigs or whatever, and other than making videos, I can't really do anything on the road. So life coaching and video is definitely the way to go. I did bookkeeping and I can do side jobs like that, but my main job is going to be video. I have to spend most of my time doing these videos so I can get the ball rolling. I have no other choice, because it's the videos that I want, which will also fund the lifestyle of the Sprinter. I can't do Sprinter without the videos. Like, I'm not going to go walk around in cities randomly and not make videos, because then it's not a waste of time, because I'm still gaining experience, but I will not be building my business. So the video has to be a big role. Okay, so that's settled. Number 2, stir up the vibration of having already what you want. And I did. I went to Sedona, and I was within a wonderful Sprinter that was handmade. It was incredible. Traveled and I tasted it, and it was incredible. For an entire week, I tasted what it tasted like to have that life, and it was delicious. And ever since then, I tried to vibrate exactly like that, because it is what vibrates me from the inside. It's funny to say. It's like back in the days when you had the freak shows, the circuit shows that would go from town to town, like, it's funny to say, but that's what I want. I want a very wild life like that. Very wild. Like, I don't know where I'm going to be tomorrow kind of thing. And trust me, you can live like that with family. There was this one documentary where it was a surfer parents with like 5 kids, and the kids were surfers, the parents were surfers. I forgot what it's called. I'll try to find it and put it in the video. But pretty much these people, drove all around the world and saw the entire world with the family. So, it's definitely doable, and you can document it. So you can first document it, and you can also be a coach. It opens so many different doors. It's incredible. It opens internationally, and physically you're everywhere. So win-win situation, in my opinion. Number three, commit to it. So in my opinion, I've tried to go to any convention that I could, to help with my videos. I hired a few SEO experts and learned a lot with that because I hired a lot. So, hopefully this will be the last one that I hired right now that I'm working with. But yeah, no, as you can see, I'm trying, and at some point I couldn't make videos. I was working a lot, and now rest and make videos. So it's a wave, right? Sometimes I have time, sometimes I don't. But right now I'm on a wave where I can make videos. Okay, let's make that very clear. I can make videos. I'm on that wave. I'm not on the wave where I can't make them. That was from 2021 to, I would say, like 3 months ago. I was not able to make videos consistently. And now I'm on a wonderful, year of a snake. I think, yeah, it started in February. So since February, I'm on a incredible wave that I'm not coming down from. So, let me put that out there. I am not coming down from this wave at all. I waited 4 years for this wave and I am not coming down from it. I am continuing just like a kayak on this wave, okay? Until a better wave comes. Not a lower, a better wave comes so I can hop on the better wave and then go with my sprinter closer, faster to my dream. That's only going to get me there through a stronger, better wave that can get me further and faster for me to be sitting in my sprinter. Number 4, look for and seize opportunity. I have. So like I said, I went to conventions, I've done everything possible. I went to events. I tried to hire life coaches. I got the package from the full-time purpose. Like I'm trying. I learned everything self-taught, the editing, the thumbnail, everything. I'm trying, trust me, at the best of my capacity to get there. Number 5, what are you willing to give up? So for me, I'm willing to give up my old life, which means I'm willing to give up living in this house. I'll rent it out. I'm willing to give up access to all of my pets. I'll just take a few. I'm willing to give up, all the luxury, 5-star restaurants, whatever that comes with the luxury of living downtown. I'm willing to give up a visit to family, friends, or whoever I'm connected to here. I'm willing to give up my whole old life to hit the road. Absolutely. I have no problem with that at all whatsoever. Number 6, act on inspired action. So I am with my videos. I'm acting on inspired action all the time. Whatever opportunity comes my way, I'm grabbing it with both hands, and I have so far. So far, so good. No complaints. Number 7, break down the steps on where I am and where I want to be. So where I want to be is on the road, being monetized, making videos, and in my sprinter, because I enjoy driving. I don't want a driver. Like I don't want a stranger there driving the sprinter while I'm living in the back. That's not what I want. I want to drive that thing myself. I want full control. I love driving. For me, driving is a lot of fun. Ever since I was a young girl, I wanted my mom to get me those cars with the batteries, and I was driving since the age of 16 for sure. In that snow winter in Montreal, I didn't care. Nothing was gonna stop me. I've always loved driving, so I want to drive that myself. So, step 1, get monetized. Step 2, get the car. Step 3, hit the road. Very easy. So those are the steps, but as you can see, it's very long per step. It's only 3 steps, but it's gonna take me, probably like a year to hit the 3 steps, so I understand time is of essence. Number 8, learn from the people who already have what I want. Okay, so the people that already have what I want are retired and are already on the road. I watch their videos. Max and Lee, unfortunately, they stopped because unfortunately Lee died. Unfortunately, she jumped in front of a train. I have no idea what happened. However, they might have gotten with the Illuminati, and maybe they had to sacrifice somebody, and she sacrificed herself. Like I don't know what happened because they looked so happy. And at some point they stopped that lifestyle. So I'm telling you, once you taste that kind of lifestyle, you don't want to come back to the 9 to 5. Trust me on that. This is why people work the 9 to 5, so they can have that lifestyle and retire like that. But if you have that lifestyle like that, it's impossible to lock in and have the 9 to 5. So I remember that they stopped at some point. Then Lee started dating somebody else, and then she got really depressed and jumped in front of a train in Santa Barbara, right here. She's Canadian. If we would have been friends, I would have, you know, talked her out of it. But anyways, I didn't know her, and this really sucks because, like I said, she was just like me, not too far from me. I saw myself in her. Anyways, I hope her soul is resting at peace at the moment. But she inspired me. So those are the people I look up to. And I know exactly who to go with on the road if, let's say, I do need a partner and I don't want to go to alone. Because I don't mind going alone. I have a great time alone. But if, let's say, I want a partner to go with, I already know a wonderful human being that's been already on the road for a long time. I can easily ask her, or I can ask whoever that wants to spend 24/7 with me in a sprinter, because trust me, this is not for everybody. This lifestyle is not for everybody. I've camped outside, I've stayed in a house, I've been downtown in the nature. This is a balance of everything. So you have to be good in camping, you have to be good in self survival. You also have to be good in cities, navigating cities and people. You have to be good in so many different things, and you have to be able to live like that and be confined in a car with somebody and their pets. Hey, listen, this is not for everybody. This is why I don't expect anybody to come with me. I don't expect anyone to say, hey, I want this lifestyle with you. This is why dreams are individual. You know, I don't expect that, and therefore I'm not expecting it. I'm not gonna ask. However, hey, if anybody wants that kind of lifestyle and is willing to put up with the work that comes with it, 100% I'm open to invitation. And if there's a lot, we can follow each other. We can have a bunch of sprinters following each other from town to town. And trust me, you think Burning Man is fun? We would be Burning Man on the road. The reason why I'm not going to Burning Man is because I'm not waiting 20 hours to get in. That's just ridiculous. I'm at an age where I'm not putting up with any of that shit. No offense. I don't care. But if we can bring Burning Man to the people, you understand that's a whole other level, right? And this is why concerts were so successful, because concerts were like circus. When you have let's say John Bon Jovi coming in concert this date, you wipe everything out of your calendar to go see Bon Jovi in this date, because it's the only time. After that, they're gone. They're on to the different city. So that is a energetic pull. You don't even have to market. You just have to say, we're going here on this date. We're going to arrive on these dates. And if you want, come say hi. Like Max and Lee had started that, and they had started a community, and it was going to take off if things didn't go sour. But it's incredible because people participate. They know it's the only time that they're going to see you. Right. So, but if you're, let's say, a life coach that's always physically in the same location, people tend to not really take the extra step because they're like, oh, she's always going to be there. Right. So it's harder to sell like that. But if you're just going to be in that town a certain date, people are going to come. Trust me. So for me, if life coaches want to also have that lifestyle, but I understand it's not for everybody. You have to be very, very sharp and wild. Like, you cannot like comfort or luxury. I have family members and I know none of them can come. They would complain like not even like 5 hours on the road, they would start complaining. So it's definitely not for everybody, but it is for me because, like I said, I love to experience, and I that is definitely something I will experience in the near future. I'm experiencing right now. Look, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm talking about it. I want it really, really badly. And number 9, final point, be persistent. So that's something I'm really good at. So I will be persistent until I get this dream of mine. and I understand that I will go at it alone. And I understand that that is simply the first foundation. Everything else from there is an invite to the universe to bring me whatever it wants. But for me, just to have the sprinter and to go from town to town is a bliss. And that is what I will have shortly. So stay tuned, keep following my videos, and see how I'm gonna get there. This is a wonderful step to demonstrate to the world how to get what you want. Break it down and be persistent on the steps getting you there. So thank you very much, and see you on a follow-up video where we're gonna have the outcome, hopefully me with a different scenery. So thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.